Welcome to the Old Computer Museum, and this is a Commodore 64 game that we are looking at today. Great Gianna Sisters. If you look on my channel, you might see, well, I think you already did one review of it. It's not the case. It's a review for the Amiga 500 version that I did. Of course, this is a crack by a group called Remember. They always had these nice songs and these little texts, and I actually always found that it was as fun to do to watch these intros as the game itself. So the Great Gianna Sisters is a 1987 game. It's a platform game. It basically is a kind of a clone of a Mario Bros. Game. It was available for the Commodore 64, Amiga, Amstrad CPC, Atari ST, MSX, ZX Spectrum. There's a iPhone iOS version that I've actually downloaded on my iPhone 5 that works very well, and also Nintendo DS. It's a 1 or 2 player game. On the 2 player game, well, each one makes its own turn. So it's a nice side-scrolling game, platform game. Let's just add a little joystick here so we can play. As you see here, I'm using Vice emulator for Windows 7. Works very well. And so joystick settings, USB joystick, here we go, and there we go. Vice emulator that I've actually reviewed, very good emulator. So this game is a very Mario Brothers-like game, and actually was kind of a clone of, I believe they had a, little problem in court with Nintendo that wanted to stop this game from being distributed, saying that they were stealing the Mario Bros. Type game. I played a lot of this game when I was young on my Commodore 64. This was one of my favorite games. So what you have to do is go through levels, get diamonds, and basically you gotta save the princess. As you go on, well, you pick up different types of powers that you can use. Hidden levels are all scattered through the different levels here. And there's one level is done. There's a Xbox Live 2012 game, Gianna Sisters Twisted Dreams, on Live Arcade, Xbox, and PC. That also is kind of continuing the series of the Gianna Sisters. The overall gameplay is pretty fun. This is one of those cool games of the Commodore 64. Really enjoyed it a lot and still enjoy it today. I actually fire up my emulator and you know, play this game regularly. Fortunately, I'm waiting for a better joystick. My joystick is really horrible. You are timed when you actually are going through the level. So you gotta go as fast as possible to get the bonus points. Every time you get 100 little diamonds, you have a... it gives you one more life so that you can continue on and play a little more of the game. Fun. The response of the controls with the game itself are quite good, and of course you gotta try and stay alive. When you die, all your powers revert back to the basic, which is 0 powers of all, and you cannot shoot anymore. So if you die, it gets harder because you gotta get your powers back. Now you can compare this version with the Commodore 64, the Amiga 500, version that I actually put online on the channel. And I believe someone actually told me to that they wanted to see the Commodore 64 version. And when I stumbled across the 64 version, I thought to myself that somebody had asked me. Probably down in the comments on the Amiga version. So you go through the levels and you have to, of course, simply go through all of the levels to save the princess. Game was made by Rainbow Arts and Time Warp Productions. The original Gianna Sisters is the Commodore 64 version for 1987. This game actually became one of the favorite games of all time for Commodore, and the great Gianna Sisters was one of the popular games that was pirated a lot in the 1980s. If I remember well, that's what I had, a pirated version. So great Gianna Sisters for the Commodore 64. I give it a score of 9 out of 10. Great gameplay, great platform game. It really was a cool, Super Mario clone for the Commodore 64. If you enjoyed these games, look back at old games, subscribe to our channel. You'll be informed when new videos are online. We have lots of videos with real machines like the Amiga 500 and Atari ST. We've got emulation stuff like this Commodore 64, Super Nintendo, and we'll have more platforms and more emulation stuff as time go on. So I think this is a great channel to subscribe to. And take a look at all the videos we have online, and hope you enjoy our videos and that you come back to the Old Computer Museum channel. Bye-bye.